Northeast positioning of the sun, everybody. The name's Wu Fang, and welcome back to Hunger Games Simulator. Last time, we fucking did cartoon villains. This time, we're doing Shiloh and Bros. You like this? Thank Liam Hargraves. I know nothing. This seems to me like one of those family channels that has a really dark history of just using their kids for money. I mean, look at the dad. Doesn't that not look like someone who'd appear in a serial killer documentary? I don't know. You want to know who I'm rooting for? I'm rooting for Micah because he's wearing a tux. And the color cyan because there's nothing better here. And maybe I'll root for myself. Proceed. Yeah, Mike and cyan, by the way. As the tributes on the podiums, the horn sounds. Judas scares the net away from the cornucopia. Lorenzo runs. Shiloh gathers as much food as she can. Elijah stays at the cornucopia for resources. John and Patience run away. Clip finds a bag full of explosives. Leela runs away. Luke takes a handful of throwing knives. Mary, John, and Bonnie run away. David snatches a ball of alcohol in a rag. Lana runs away. Josiah grabs a shielding on the cornucopia. Brittany. Oh, I forgot to change her last name. Alright, well, Brittany runs. Gala runs into the cornucopia, whereas Alex and Daniel run away. Micah and Ian fight for a bag. Micah gives up and retreats. Michelle runs away from the cornucopia. Cyan decapitates the Shadow King with a sword. Alex discovers a cave. Cyan tries to sleep through the entire day. Micah, Mary, John, Bonnie, and Lana hunt for the tributes. Luke ambushes David and kills him. Micah, Michelle, Lorenzo, Leela, Clip, and Patience hunt for the tributes. Shiloh tries to sleep through the entire day. Ian makes a slingshot. Annette begs for Gala to kill her. She refuses, keeping Annette alive. Daniel receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Brittany Nelson searches for a water source. John receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Elijah sleeps through the entire day. Judah constructs a shack, and Josiah fishes. 2 cannon shots. The Shadow King from District 8 and David from District 4. We go from 24 to 22 survivors. Gala, Josiah, and Annette sleep in shifts. Cyan sees a fire but stays hidden. Michelle sets up camp for the night. Elijah convinces Lorenzo to snuggle with them. Luke is awoken by nightmares. Patience and Leela huddle for warmth. Clip starts a fire. Alex sets up camp for the night. Brittany is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Judah, John, Bonnie, and Mary John track down and kill Ian. Good thing I rooted for Cyan. Daniel looks at the night sky. Lana cooks her food before putting her fire out. Shiloh and Micah talk about the chip still alive. Micah looks like a version of Doctor Who. Brittany and Lorenzo work together for the day. Leela and Gala search resources. Michelle hunts for the tributes. Luke severely slices Lana with a sword. Clip attacks Bonnie, but she manages to escape. Judah begs for John to kill him. He refuses, keeping Judah alive. Micah injures himself. Elijah receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Alex, Josiah, Annette, and Shiloh raid Daniel's camp while he's hunting. Patience makes a slingshot. Mary John questions her sanity, like she is in the picture. And Cyan searches for firewood. 2 more cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Ian from District 10 and Lana from District 11. Putting us from 22 survivors to 20. Micah thinks about winning. Elijah and Lorenzo huddle for warmth. Alex cooks the food before putting his fire out. Luke lets Judah into a shelter. Michelle and John sleep in shifts. Gala, Josiah, and Bonnie discuss the games that might happen in the morning. Patience climbs a tree to rest. Annette and Cyan threaten a double suicide. It fails and they die. Again, wouldn't that mean it succeeds? Okay, well, go Micah, I guess. Mary John tries to sing herself to sleep. Leela attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Brittany receives an explosive. Click destroys shallow supplies. And Daniel receives fresh food. Brittany camouflages herself in the bushes. Gala, Shiloh, Michelle, Lorenzo, and Micah hunt for their tributes. Clip makes a wooden spear. Alex falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Josiah defeats John in a fight but spares his life. Patience scares Leela off. Daniel tends to Elijah's wounds. Judah camouflages himself in the bushes. Bonnie diverts Mary John's attention and runs away. Luke collects fruit from a tree. 3 cannon shots this time. Annette from District 6, Cyan from District 10, and Alex from District 9. Putting us from 20 survivors to 17. Patience tends to her wounds. Luke receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Mary John fends Elijah, Micah, and Clip away from her fire. Shiloh is awoken by nightmares. Judah and Brittany Nelson huddle for warmth. Lorenzo receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Daniel and John huddle for warmth. Michelle convinces Bonnie to snuggle with her. Josiah receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Gala passes out from exhaustion. Leela questions her sanity. Bonnie travels to higher ground. Luke chases Elijah. Micah, Judah, and Brittany get into a fight. Micah triumphantly kills them both. Lorenzo thinks about home. Patience receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Josiah collects fruit from a tree. Michelle practices her archery. Leela and John hunt for the tributes. Gala travels to higher ground. Shiloh runs away from Daniel. Mary John picks flowers as Clip bleeds out from untreated injuries. 3 more cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Judah from District 2, Brittany from District 5, and Clip from District 7. Making it so we go from 17 survivors to 14 survivors. Still? Oh no, District 10's completely out. I was about to say still no district entirely out, but it's 10's the first one to go. John and Bonnie run into each other to decide truce for the night. Leela and Daniel work together to drown Michelle. Luke destroys Lorenzo's supplies that he is asleep. Elijah and Josiah sleep in shifts. Gala begs for Mary John to kill her. She refuses keeping Gala alive. Patience and Shiloh have the same thing going on, and Micah's just not able to start a fire. Patience sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Leela decapitates Mary John with a sword. Micah receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Excuse that. It's in the morning. I normally record these at night. Luke bashes Josiah's head in with a mace. Bonnie camouflages herself in the bushes. Shiloh injures herself. Gala and John work together for the day. Elijah explores the arena. Lorenzo discovers the cave. Daniel injures himself. 3 more cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Michelle from District 5, Mary John from District 4, and Josiah from District 3. Making it so Districts 4, 5, and 10 are completely out as we go from 14 survivors to 11. We're getting there. We're getting there. Not fast enough. Leela tries to treat her infection. Micah quietly hums. Lorenzo receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. John defeats Gala in a fight but spares her life. Patience goes to sleep. Shiloh sets an explosive off, killing Bonnie and Daniel. Elijah tries to sing himself to sleep, and Luke is awoken by nightmares. The cornucopia is replenished with food supplies, summons, and memoirs from tributes' families. Micah, Patience, and Gala get into a fight. Micah triumphantly kills them both again. Leela, Lorenzo, and Shiloh all decide not to go. Luke stabs John while his back is turned, and Elijah decides not to go. Lorenzo explores the arena. Micah searches for a water source. Elijah makes a slingshot. Luke injures himself. Leela discovers a river. Shiloh thinks about home. So 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Bonnie from District 8, Daniel from District 3, Patience from District 9, Gala from District 7, and John from District 6, making it so Districts 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all completely out, and we went from 11 survivors to 6. Okay, I love how it's just the first 3 and the last 3. Also, wow, Micah and Luke have the same amount of kills. Wow, this really is just symmetrical. The person in the middle has no kills. It's a boy. It's girl, boy, boy, girl, boy, boy. The girl has 2 kills. The first boy has none, and the second boy has 4. Wow, that's actually kind of impressive. Micah stays awake all night. Shiloh taunts Elijah's food, killing him. Lorenzo and Leela huddle for warmth. Luke sees a fire but stays hidden. Leela injures herself. Luke receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Lorenzo defeats Micah in a fight but spares his life. Shiloh travels to higher ground. 1 cannon shot. It's Elijah from District 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are completely out, but we did go from 6 survivors to 5. And you ruined the symmetry. Shiloh cries herself to sleep. Luke climbs a tree to rest. Micah receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Lorenzo and Leela run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Lorenzo camouflages himself in the bushes. Micah, Luke, Shiloh, and Leela hunt for the tributes. No cannon shots. Lorenzo dies from thirst. Shiloh starts a fire. Micah, Leela, and Luke cheerfully sing songs together. Shiloh dies from an infection. Luke scares Leela off. Micah tries to sleep through the entire day. This time there are 2 cannon shots, Lorenzo from District 12 and Shiloh from District 1. So Districts 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are completely out. And we have went from 5 survivors to 3. Come on, Doctor Who. God damn it. Luke decapitates Micah with a sword. Leela dies of shitting herself. It's Luke. Alright, let's discuss the placements. In 24th, the Shadow King. In 23rd, David Nelson. In 22nd, Ian. In 21st, Lana. In 20th, Annette Nelson. In 19th, with 1 kill, Cyan. In 18th, Alex. In 17th, with 1 kill, Juna Nelson. In 16th, Brittany Nelson. In 15th, Clip. In 14th, Michelle Moten. In 13th, with 1 kill, Mary John Nelson. In 12th, Josiah Nelson. 11th, with 1 kill, Bonnie. In 10th, with 1 kill, David Nelson. In 9th, Patience Johnson. In 8th, Gala. In 7th, 1 kill, John Nelson. In 6th, Elijah Nelson. In 5th, Lorenzo, our farthest going pacifist. In 4th, with 3 kills, Shiloh Nelson. In 3rd, with 4 kills, Micah Nelson. In 2nd, with 2 kills, Leela Nelson. And the winner with 5 kills is Luke. I'll admit, at some point, I tried to figure out how many breaths it would take for me to get through it all. About longer than average. District placements in 12th 10, 11th 5, in 10th 4, in 9th 8, in 8th 3, in 7th 9, in 6th 7, haha, funny, in 5th 6, in 4th 1, in 3rd 2, in 2nd 11, and in 1st 12. Anyways, there you have it for Shiloh Bros Hunger Games Simulator. If you liked this episode, thank Liam Hargraves. And the next episode we are doing is Orange Characters, which will be collaborated with, so stay tuned for that. But until that time happens, the name is Blue Fang, and I bid you all a good West positioning of the sun, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you all then. Goodbye.